Join, please. Okay, that's her.
Well, folks, we are back at it again. This is Love the Afrobeat Music Talk Radio, your number one African Caribbean online radio. It's Highway 6 to Africa, and we are back at it again. It's a very beautiful day today, but hey, you know what? Today is Valentine's. 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 Valentine. Whoever brought Valentine's hasn't done it so good because you know what? There has to be Valentine's throughout the year. Ron, what do you think?
Sure. Yeah. Hey, man. It's Lover's Paradise then. So it's a great it's a great day. And I hope you're taking out your wife there, that TYB tonight. And enjoying the times. Jan, I hope he takes you out tonight. So and and all that kind of fun stuff that people do on Valentine's, suck face and all that.
That's right. That's right. How's the weather in your neck of the wood? Because
Oh, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. Not a cloud. Well, there's a cloud in the sky, but it's definitely sunny. About 10 degrees. It's not warm. So
10
it's,
degrees.
yeah, it's about 10 degrees.
Yeah.
And no, there's no sign of snow. That's why afterwards, I'm going to go for a bike ride with my wife. So it's just beautiful up here.
You
And,
never have
but
you never have snow. You never have snow.
very rarely.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems to be less and less common. Unlike some places back east where it's, like if Quebec City didn't have snow, then I would be worried. Places like that need it. Um,
But
so,
looking at your background, I see you have a pool. So there's a
yeah, it's not quite swimming weather. Uh, other
so
than a shower.
that's
I had
right.
one of those today.
That's right. Yeah, we have a very special show with a very special lady. But before we bring her on to the for the conversation, we exchanged or I sent you something about this AI thing. All of a sudden, the AI phenomenon has come to be on our necks right now. So now,
Hmm.
I think it's like we've been saying, it's heading towards um, the advantage, yeah, of the artist because
Mm.
the last one that I saw was that now it's like, do you know whether if you write a song on say on Suno on AI, who owns the song?
Depends on your owner, subscription to them. If you are just going in with the free version, they own it. However, if you have a professional or a premium version, then hey Petra, then the according to Suno, you own those songs. So it's if in other words, if you pay to have that prescription or that premium version, then you own the songs. That's what's said in their contract, anyways. So,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
mm,
Right now,
Mhm.
everything
mm-hmm,
is in a mess right now. With
mm-hmm.
Spotify trying to remix your own songs that you never expected them and all those kind of stuff. It's kind of um artists will have to sit back and like we always say that they have to be able to trademark their images and stuff like that because the way things are going, we'll never know. Because right now, as it is, um, iHeart is going to just they are serious banning AI related music.
Good luck.
Oh, wow.
Yes, AI related music. But from
Mhm.
one of the postings that I sent you, it seems as if Spotify is also trying as much as possible to clean house by AI related stuff too. They've cleaned up close to about 70 million fake, they call it fake tracks and stuff like that. So it seems there's a lot of chaos in within the industry. So I don't know where it's
Um,
going to end us, but I think there's a lot of conversation that artists will have to sit up and sit back to sort of have that conversation because nothing is written in stone right now. How are artists going to make money? You waste a lot of money in the studio, and then when it come out, you want to put the music out there. Now there's a whole lot of chaos. Streaming is going down. Seriously, radio is
mm.
back, and I'm happy to say radio is back, and it's where artists will have to sit back and say, you know what, this is where I am. Where do I go? Petra?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I totally agree with that point, TYB. And it's good, definitely, that radio is back. People, like I said to you, like people are starting to get tired of that inauthentic, that generated, monotone, pretty much typical sound. I mean, in the beginning, like the whole excitement came with AI. It was new, it was fresh, it was exciting, but now it's becoming too common. People miss that human touch. So that's what, the people are asking for. So there's going to be a shift. It just, everything is still very uncertain because, again, as I mentioned before, we're still trying to gauge exactly where or how far we're going to go with this AI thing and how much is going to be involved in the music. But the fact that the industry is taking a stance whereby, they're banning AI music, and they're putting up certain rules and boundaries in place. I mean, that's good. It's good for the artist. It's just, things still need to get even better for the artist. That's one thing, That's one thing that they're working towards. That's what I can say.
I can say something. I just did something on my phone a moment ago, and I just went up, looked up AI songs. There's hundreds of playlists. So if they're saying they're getting rid of AI songs, what does authentic mean? I have no idea. So, and it becomes even more problematic if you use one AI track. Say it's a drum track, just out of, and then the rest is all musicians playing it. Is that authentic or not?
That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Becomes so problematic.
It is. It is because I got so sad when I read you text and said it doesn't give you that encouragement to write music anymore. Don't say that.
Oh, wow. All
Yeah.
right.
Don't say that.
But you know what? Until we get to a stage where it seems like things are worked out, I just sort of feel like it's almost like you're competing with all of these songs, and AI can write some really good songs. Let's face it, they really can. However, my question about all of that is that becomes really tough to compete with as humans. And
That's what I'm
so,
saying.
yeah, I just, to me, I'd rather do other stuff right now that will improve me as a musician than to write songs that are gonna sit there and do whatever. I don't know. It's just very discouraging. That's how I look at it. But you know what? Kudos to you if you can keep doing it, and I will one day get back into it. It's just right now, it's so up in the air.
Yeah, Ron, like you're saying, like with iHeart, I quite remember we were discussing it, and somebody said, and said, so how are they going to be able to monitor it? And I said, I remember saying that if a blind man, a blind person says, if you don't stop what you're doing, I will stone you. The thinking is that the blind person can't see, right?
Mm.
You.
Hmm.
Before the blind person makes that decision, it means they have a stone underneath their feet. So whether they when they try to hit you with it, it hits or it misses. At least they attempted to do it. So what I'm trying to say is that they have the technology to know that. iHeart has the technology to know what is AI and what is not AI.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they won't come out to say that they are going to do that. They will not do that. They have the technology to do it, and well, I think we may have to reserve the conversation. I know a lot of people listen to our AI conversations, and I know Petra has been, on the shorts when it comes to this on YouTube. So you know what, Petra, I leave it down to you. We have a special guest, so over to you, Petra.
Awesome. Thank you, TYB. And thank you for touching on that topic because I know it was like a highlight. We were all like talking about that in the group chat, you know what I mean? So it's good to touch on that. And but yeah, I'm really, really happy to introduce our amazing guest, Amira Liza. How are you, girl?
I'm good. How are you guys doing? Hi, Petra. Hi, Ron. Hi, Tiff. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good,
Welcome to the
yeah.
show.
Who
Thank
wants to know?
you.
Awesome. So do you want to share with our listeners where you're joining us from?
I am in Montreal right now, where it's kind of like the North Pole at this moment in the year.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm from Canada, and very happy to be there, actually.
Awesome. We support all things Canadian on this show, so you're in a good place, you know?
Good to hear.
Awesome. But yeah, so welcome to Highway 6 to Africa. So I'd love for you to share with our listeners, if it's their first time getting introduced to you, can you just share with our listeners exactly who is Amira Liza?
Yes. So I'm Amira Liza. I know it's very easy to say like, Petra, my English teacher used to do that all the time. And
and I'm British. So
exactly, and you're British, so yeah. It makes total sense. But yes, so my name is Amira Liza. I am an independent artist from Montreal. I grew up in a very multicultural space. So I am extremely multi-diverse when it comes to my expression in art. I'm a singer-songwriter. I produce, I compose. I'm also an actress on the side. And yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, to be honest with you. I think that's also a big part of being an artist in 2026. And I make music that travels the world. I'm born in the African continent, and I definitely brought that in with me as my parents immigrated here in Montreal. I make Afro-fusion music, if there's like a way of me to describe my crazy world, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think I make music that's real, vibes that are definitely, to bring people to connect with themselves, depending on, whatever self they decide to show that day. So yeah, real and raw, and that's it. That's Amira. That's Amira Liza.
Awesome. Thank you, Amira. So I wanted to ask you, so why music? Like, what was it about music that drew you in?
So my mom is a singer-songwriter as well. And growing up, I had the privilege of being surrounded by incredible jazz musicians, Andalus musicians, and it really inspired me to begin with. But then, as far as like my own will, it came from a simple need of expression. I think that music is either vital to you to make or not. And in my case, it was always something that I needed to do to breathe and to just be alive and to feel alive and to feel human as well. I think that it's extremely scientific. Music is very mathematical, and so are our lives in some way. And it's a beautiful way to connect with all the different dimensions of the universe. I know I'm going a little bit nuts here, but I'm sure you're following me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, you said some things that like, really wants me to like dive deeper into it. You said something about like music, helped you to breathe. That's a very like powerful and profound statement. Like, what is it about the music that makes you feel so connected to it that you had to do it?
So it's like, for me, I started, the way music came into my life, besides my mother, of course, it was I picked up the guitar. So I started writing songs with my guitar as a young teenager. Prior to that, I was like, in regular choirs and the regular route of most musicians, I think. But then for my actual like songwriting experience, it was just a necessity for me to express myself, and to like music made me like permitted me to breathe because it helped me make sense of the world that I lived in. That's it. Yeah.
No, for sure. No, so go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's deep. It's more than just expression. It's a way to connect, to this life. I think it's when you play music, you're in the moment. When you compose, you're even more in the moment. And that's why I love it so much, and that's why it's part of who I am in this earth.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I love how you said that music helps you make sense of the world, you know? And I think that's one thing that all of us, I'm sure, like TYB, Ron, myself, you, and many others around the world, we feel the same way, because the music that you connect with, the music that you do, the songs that you sing, the instruments that you play, that's how you connect to the world. That's how you translate the world. That's how you express who you are within this world, you know? And we all do it differently. Even if we sang the same song, you're going to sing it differently than me because of our experiences, what we've gone through, how we see the world. So I love the way you said that. And it's a very true statement. And yeah, thank you for sharing those answers, Ron.
So do you ever go to Schwartz's Meats?
Not recently, honestly. But I mean, I would love to see Celine there. I haven't seen her yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I know it's one of those things that people said when you're in Montreal, that's a must go to, they said. Coffee or tea, what do you prefer? No right or wrong answer, of course.
Honestly, I'm one of those people. Yeah, I know. I'm one of those people that goes like back and forth. Today was coffee, but as a general rule, tea.
Oh, you want to be awake for the show, I see.
Exactly.
You said you started learning. Yeah, Petra is a tea person. Yeah. So you said you started learning guitar. And do you remember the first song you ever wrote? What was it?
Yes, the first song I've ever wrote was called Body and Soul. And
hey, there's a great jazz song called that.
I know. But like I made a little twist about it, where I was talking a lot about like the connection of the mind to the body and to the soul, because I've always been a very cerebral person, which can work with me and sometimes it can work against me, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like my first song. And then after that, I just went on into, you know, identity crisis, teenage rumble kind of a vibe. The first song that I've ever learned to play, though, because obviously I didn't go right away into my own composition, although I was pretty, like, you know, I wanted to start composing as soon as I learned a few chords, like 100%. But the first song that I learned was Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm curious. I listened to a few of your songs online. You're singing all in French. Clearly, you speak English as well. So, do you have ambitions to sing in English at all? What's your goal in that way, or is it always to sing in French? There's no right or wrong to this. It's whatever you prefer, of course.
Yeah, honestly, my new single Figure 8 is actually 100% in English.
Okay.
I have a lot of composition that are recorded but not distributed. They're not out there. And I am multilingual. So I think growing up in Montreal and having the French language be dominant in so many ways created this ease of expression for me from the get-go. But then afterwards, it was more a matter of, it doesn't feel the same. English music, French music, Arabic music, Spanish music, because I like to play with different languages. I think they each have their moments. That's what I'm trying to say. But I love the ease that comes with English. Like it flows differently in music. Like it's harder for me in French. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. TYB. Et vous?
Yeah.
Sorry. Je parle français un peu.
I know.
Ron got some tricks up his sleeves.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, Amira, welcome to the program, man.
Comment ça va? Ça va bien?
Comment allez-vous?
Yeah, oui.
There you go. Yeah, welcome to the program, and it's nice to have you here. Like we said, we were talking about we've been having a lot of Montreal artists, artists from Montreal. I mean, it seems Montreal is gradually or has always been a mecca of musicians or artists, sort of a fraternity in the country, and a lot of people don't know that because I started my musical career right there, having a band there, way back then. But then, getting back to my question to you, you are an artist and an actress, and which one do you put on the pedestal? Which one are you in first? I mean,
Honestly, TYB, I get this question on a regular basis. And it's always hard for me to answer this question because it's project by project. I have always been doing both. I think that for me, they come together because, again, they both help me make sense of the world that I live in. Music was definitely like more personal to begin with because when you're acting, you're not like, not, it's rare that you see someone just like randomly act in their room alone, unless they have to prepare for an actual play or something like that. So music started as being very, very personal to me. But as far as like the love for the medium of art, I think that they both make me alive, to be honest with you. I have put like right now I'm part of this play so I'm just starting to rehearse for it, and it's hard sometimes to like take the time to like focus because as an independent artist you're doing everything, so it's hard for me sometimes to delegate the right amount of time, but I cannot give you an answer as to like which one I put first. I am so sorry. I feel like, yeah, I'm sticking with who I am truly, and who I am truly is today. The music is like 95% of my being, and there's a 5% that's like, okay, I have to learn my text, right? But tomorrow I might be like focused on learning my text, right? And so the percentages switch up. But yeah.
yeah. And between the two, what is the most exciting project you are currently working on among the two?
Okay. So amongst the two, the most exciting is definitely music, because it's me 100%. And so, I mean, that's definitely, I'm starting to get my music out there. I've been composing for years, even performing live on stage with beautiful musicians and great bands. But I've always like shied out from actually putting myself out there. I don't know why, right? Because I'm an actress too, so that's a funny thing. I love theater. I love acting, but it's a disconnection from who I am, right? It's like when I'm acting, it's like creating this not this wall, but this kind of like objectivity, right? Like you're stepping out of your body a little bit to be a vessel for another human life, if that makes sense. So yeah, definitely the music right now. So yeah, you won. You made me answer it in that way. Huh?
Oh, he's just trying to label you.
That's right. Yeah, because I said that because like the passion is there. I've watched your YouTube videos, and the passion. I know the passion is there. As the three of us, Petra, myself, and Ron, we've been on stage, and you never, when it comes to anything other than that, at the end of the day, even if you're a manager, you manage a store, you manage what have you. At the end of the day, when you go home, the music is right there. You never can retire from music. You never. No musician retires, right? So, you coming out to put the music out there told me that at least, yeah, you're ready to do it. And having said that, where do you place your music? Afrofusion. Where do you place? Because I've listened to a couple of them, and there's jazz here, there's that here, there's a lot of very interesting. I like that.
Okay, beautiful.
I really like that.
So I have been putting up my own shows, but other than that, I have played also with Ballet too. with
Bella Two.
Production Afrika. Yeah.
Is it still there?
Yeah, they're still there. And honestly,
Wow.
like, they're veterans. They've given so much space for African artists and world artists in general, not just African artists, people from literally all around the world. But they call it global music, right?
Mhm.
But I guess it's true. It is global music.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
I was in Montreal when they opened Bella Two.
no way.
Way back, yes. When it had just been opened, that for a Senegalese brother did it way back on Saint Laurent, and I didn't know it was still there. It was a mecca for artists to go out there to perform
Yeah.
and stuff. Very beautiful. I'm so glad that it is still there. So please go ahead.
Yes, it's still there, and I'm very happy it is. But as far as like where I'm performing right now, I'm putting up my own shows. So I've performed at l'Escogriffe, which is another small venue, at Patrovis as well. So Montreal is a great space for that. There's a lot of venues for shows that are still pretty affordable. But again, when I said earlier that I was an entrepreneur, it's because I'm literally producing my own shows, hiring the musicians, making sure that there's that it's more than just people coming and hearing me sing and express myself, just putting up a whole vibe together. Because again, the stage is one of my favorite spots, besides my bedroom and with my guitar.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a little bit everywhere, like that.
Yeah, and before I pass you on to Petra, I think we've on this show. That's exactly what we are saying. That we are getting to a point where musicians or artists will have to go out there to perform, because the era of this streaming and all these kind of stuff is, you have to make money for you to be able to make money. You have to be able to go out there to perform, and I'm so glad that you are within that right direction. And if anybody is listening, any artist is listening to me from anywhere around the globe, that is exactly where artists are supposed to be at this particular point in time within the music industry. Petra?
Most definitely. I totally agree with you.
Yep.
I will probably touch on an AI question a little bit later to get your feedback on that, because it's one of our favorite topics.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest things. But I want to ask you right now, how do you feel women are redefining power in music right now?
Oh my God, in so many ways. Last year, I did a beautiful program with the SOCON that was basically equity in production. So it was a program to help women get more independent in the production side of music. So we learned, it was beautiful. We learned how to, I've always been able to co-produce my songs, but to be able to get into the mixing side of it and more of the technical part of it, it's nice to have guidance. As a woman, my goodness, I cannot even start to explain the beauty of the struggle, if that makes sense. Because it's like,
I know.
It's like you really want this extremely badly. And so, when I say want this, you really want to be yourself, to express yourself freely, but you also want to be able to have the support, right?
Yeah.
Because it goes together. It goes together. The more you have the support, the more you can express yourself. And so I think that women right now are doing a great job. I think that people are getting more and more open into the idea of women producing and women composing and women mixing and women putting on shows. Like it's it's like that. And there's still battles. But I think that, tell me if you agree with me, Petra, but I think that we're on the right path right now. Definitely better than hopefully that it used to be.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. There's a lot more doors that have been open for women. And I do feel like maybe not 100%, but I feel like there are certain men that have been stepping up to the plate to make it a safer space for women. to be able to express themselves and to learn other skills in the industry. I think there is that growth that has occurred whereby we are getting opportunities to learn mixing, mastering, DJing, just taking on more of the technical side, not just being upfront behind the mic and just being the face, because we're more than just the face. You know what I mean? We have a lot to contribute our value to the industry.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you. So thank God for the men who are there for us, and the women as well. Thank God for humans.
Exactly. Shout out Ron and TYB. Yay.
It's very interesting, Ron. It's very interesting because, like, there are a lot of great women engineers within the industry. Great ones.
Yeah.
Great production managers and manageresses and what have you. But hardly the industry has become or became gradually the walls are breaking down. Became like you never heard of any female producer. I cannot tell, honestly speaking, I can't tell you one. I cannot tell you one, but there are thousands of them there, and I don't know. I wish I could name you even one, just one. I can't. So it tells us that
Missy Elliott, she's a producer. Missy Elliott.
oh, you see, and even DJs. For DJs,
And Amira Liza too. My next single is 100%.
Amira.
Yeah.
And so you know what?
Now you know two, TYB. You know two.
No, two. There you go.
That's right. It's I'm so glad you guys are talking about this, Ron.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking. There's a woman in England who is just bang on too. She is, I think her name is Melissa. She is so good at producing. What she does is just she works with big name artists, and man, oh man, she's killer. I just off the top of my head, I was just trying to look her up, but yeah, she does a lot of videos on how to be a good producer and how to get the vocals out, how to get this out or that out, make the drums sound better, all that. She does a lot of videos. She's really, really sharp. And I think that's great. I mean, to me, I don't care genre. Genre doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a lesbian or a gay. I don't care. I really don't. Let's see what your song sounds like.
That's right.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're here for.
Mhm.
Awesome. So I wanted to ask you as well. So touching on the same topic around the same scope, how do you protect your own feminine energy in an industry that can be intense and male dominated?
Ooh.
Oof.
Ooh.
Professor Petra.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, that was a beautifully put question. I think it's an everyday battle to protect one's energy, because there's always space for misunderstanding or confusion, and even more so when you're a woman. So sometimes if you embrace your femininity and your sensuality, you'll be categorized as one thing, right? And some other times, if you don't do that, then you'll be categorized as another thing.
Exactly.
So it's, when I say it's an everyday battle, it's just I take it one step at a time. I deal with it one little fire at a time. And it's not, it's like sometimes when I look at my trajectory, I know that I have let a lot of outside influences slow down my own path in some way, not in a way that's like blaming others for my decisions, but more in a way where it's like it's easy to stop and feel judged and to just block right there.
True.
And even more so, as for everyone, I think, but even more so as an artist, because you're bringing a part of you and you're sharing it to the world, and you're hoping that, you know, that other people are going to connect to it as much as you connected to it, because humans are like that, right? We seek connection constantly. I think it's the beauty of it, the beauty of humanity. But as far as like, you know, it's just staying strong in who I am. It's just reminding myself every single day of who I am, what do I do, and why I do it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
no, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just it's like it's a question that really, like, I'm so happy that you asked this, Petra. It's a question that's very, very profound, I think, and I feel very privileged to even be asked this question. You know, that this is something that's being recognized now, right? That every artist has, especially now in 2026, it's becoming more and more difficult. I know we're going to talk about AI later, but you know, part of it is AI, but it's nice to have this like echo that gives a space to you know, to make people realize how much obstacles sometimes a woman can come across when it comes to presenting herself as an artist. People try to belittle you a lot, I find, in my experience, you know. They try to kind of reduce your who you are, and sometimes being kind is often taken as a weakness, and sometimes, you know, it's tricky. And if you're not kind, then you're you know, a B word, like.
I know. Yeah. So it's all about finding that balance, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Balance yourself within the industry, and it's also knowing who you are and staying true to yourself. So irregardless of what box the industry wants to put you in or what direction it wants to take you out, as long as you stay balanced within yourself and stay true to who you are and know what you want, therefore nothing can move you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that isn't always easy. Honestly, it's not, especially when you come into the industry as a young woman with all these hopes and dreams and expectations. Like, and if you like, I don't know how it is for the guys, right? But as a woman, you come in so bubbly and happy, like, oh my gosh, like, oh, I'm gonna be an amazing singer. And it's just like you get in there and it's just like shark and crazy. And you just gotta be mindful. Like you said, you can't be too nice, because people will take advantage of your niceness, you know. They'll take you as being naive, and sometimes you are naive. Like when I first came in the industry, I was so naive. Like I look back like, oh, little Petra. Now I'm not naive, you know, because I've had to go through things in the industry, but it's made me a better person, made me wiser and a better musician.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, honestly. Really loving it.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing your thoughts as well. You know, appreciate it. Awesome. Ron?
Can I ask, Amira, if you had to pick 3 artists who have influenced you most as a musician, who do you think they would be?
Okay, so first one, it has to be Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, great.
Choice. Good choice. Miss Ella.
Yeah, I grew up listening to her, and I sang along her, you know, forever, and I love her. She's probably my favorite. Besides my mommy, because I have to make sure that my mommy knows that she's definitely my number one. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then, okay, I'm hesitant for my second choice, my third choice, because it kind of varies depending on the creation of the moment, right? And I think that as an artist, it's hard also to even grasp sometimes as to what actually influenced you, you know, because sometimes you get influenced without even knowing about it. But, okay, I don't know if you know him, but his name is MC Solar, and he's actually a French rapper, MC, that there's something in his artistry that I've always connected with, in the cadence and the presentation and just the fluidity of it. It's very hip hop, but like old school hip hop. And I've connected with it, I guess. It has influenced me a lot in my French side of the writing and my music. So that's for sure. And then the third person, okay, it's probably like I could go and be like, oh, Fela Kuti, or I could also be, because it's definitely, the king of Afrobeat as far as like who brought it up to the world and who, fed it to us. But I think that, it's the third place would be a mix between Fela Kuti and like Beyonce. So yeah.
I like that.
Hey, there's no wrong answers to this. It's whatever works for you as an artist. We all have influences. If we didn't, then we wouldn't be able to write great music. That's just how it works. One more question before I pass you over to 2IB, and that is, when you're writing songs, as you know, Afrobeat, and acoustic guitar, you don't hear much I don't anyways. I've written a lot of Afrobeat songs and listened to a lot of Afrobeat artists. I'm not hearing that acoustic sound as much as I'm hearing that technical sound. So when you're writing, do you use the guitar all the time? How do you approach your writing when you're in your bedroom, like you said, or wherever you are? How do you approach writing for a song? And do you say, this is going to be an R&B song and I'm going to write an R&B? How do you approach that? And what works for you?
So I think there's two ways for me. It's either I pick up my guitar and I just jam with myself, a melody comes out, some lyrics comes out, and then I just have kind of like a demo, right? And then I don't put a label on it from the get-go, especially with my guitar, because I think it's more of like a skeleton for myself. Then the other way is just with Logic Pro. I open up Logic Pro and I always start with when I'm producing actual music on a computer with a MIDI controller and stuff, I always start with the rhythm part. I love programming my own drums. I play my stuff. I don't put loops. I'll press on it. You know what I mean? I'll do the rhythm. I'll use quantize from time to time, of course, especially because I'm still like a baby, I think, in the production side of it. So I use the help that I need, but it's a mixture. There's certain songs, for example, Sadikti, that is like I put like just a live video online, which is a song in French and in Arabic. And that song I wrote just on the guitar with myself, and I perform it like that. I haven't changed much from it. But then if you look at Figure 8, my newest single with a collaboration, this one was completely on Logic. You know what I mean? So it's like adaptation once again. And also inspiration of the moment. The guitar versus the computer will never give me the same feeling. Never, ever, ever, ever.
No.
If I'm playing the song and singing along my guitar, not only I'm singing better because I have an actual support of, vibration, but I'm also feeling it more, right? Because it's like tangible, it's real, it's right there, it's in the air. So, yeah.
Yeah, quantization has its pros and its cons. Pros, it makes things perfect. However, its con is that it makes things too perfect, which isn't human. Of course, that's the problem. One of the programs you may want to look up TuneTrack's Superior Drummer. It's a very expensive drum program, but the drummers are all real drummers, so they don't play perfectly. They can't. Humans don't play like that. So check it out. And even Easy Drummer 3 which is by TuneTrack as well, a little less expensive, is dynamite for great drumming sounds. It'll outdo any DAW for sure. all of both Tune Tracks. Remember the name Tune Tracks. Look them up. They're
Tune
better
Track.
than because I've used numerous DAWs, and I use right now, it doesn't matter. It's Studio One Pro, but it doesn't matter what you're using. It'll outdo your DAW by far. Because they have hired the best producers in the world
Yeah.
and the best drummers in the world to do the tracks on them, and they're not perfect. That's what I love about them, but they feel like a human. Not every snare, like quantization will do this, will make every snare right on the beat. Well, humans don't play like that.
Nope.
And that's the joy of Tune Tracks, is that it just has them all right there. Fills, drums, you name it. Look them into it. If you're not sure, ask me after and I can tell you about it more, because I have both and they're killer. Awesome.
I appreciate it. I have tried, like, I'm not lying to you, Rana. I have tried recording live drums, but the co-producer that I was working with was just like, it's because if you don't know how to record it properly, it just sounds bad. You know what I mean? So from that point on, it was hard for me, but I completely agree with you. There's nothing like a human doing it.
Yeah, live drums are a hard one. You've got to be in a really good studio. You've got to have numerous overheads. You've got to have the snare drum, the snare recorded in a certain way. If you don't have it, and the hi-hats and the toms, they're all recorded with different microphones, and it costs a lot of money to record drums, and then to be in a real studio to get a really good drums, and then to pay a really good drummer who's a world-class drummer. It costs you a lot of money. So yeah, I mean, Tune Tracks will save you thousands and get you a good, probably, I know Guns N' Roses has used Superior Drummer for their tracks. Yeah, we're talking, that's how good it is, because they're that believable when they're used. So check them out. It's in thousands of fills and riffs, and you'll just go to town on it. So just check it out.
Tune Tracks. I got it.
Yeah, good. TYB, go ahead, sir.
Oh man, I mean, you're dropping some gems here. As a young artist, you've dropped two names, Ella Fitzgerald and
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
yeah.
Love her.
How how did you go that far? What fascinated you to both? Yeah,
Quite the difference, isn't there?
that's right.
Oh my God. Yes. But I feel like it's something you can hear in my music, and you're going to hear it even more with the upcoming, releases and everything. I love that, because I feel like I have this, range. I think that's what it comes down to. And it comes down to the connection. I've listened to Radiohead too a lot. You know what I mean? Like I could go in so many directions, if that makes sense. But there were always phases. Ella Fitzgerald was never a faded phase. She was always, and always part of who I am. It's the voice. It's the realness. It's the control. I don't know how to explain my love for it, but I think she's definitely one of the greatest to have ever done it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I say that because they are different, belong to different worlds, right? One, just like how Ron said, two different genres.
Yeah.
And as a young artist, you went that far. And that's exactly why I said I can get some jazzy stuff in your music and stuff like that. Because whenever I'm listening to music, I just go beyond what I'm listening to, find what I can find in there. So at least I think that's exactly why I asked that question. But then, how do you stay motivated and productive in all of this?
Whew, that's a difficult one, right? I stay motivated because I know deep down that this is what I want to do, and I have the privilege to be able to do it, and so that alone is a motivation. It's not easy to stay motivated on a regular basis, because you're just going through so many different random, resistance along the way. I started writing music like in my early teens. And so I still remember like my first composition. And sometimes when I lose like the track, I just play those first composition again for myself.
Oh,
And it just, it just kind of like brings me back to like the original self, like the one that was not becoming an adult and feeling all this adult pressure, right? So yeah, and also I think it's beautiful to talk with all of you guys, with people like you who are truthful and like just present within the industry in a real manner and moving it forward, but in a way that's enriching, to the musicians, like having an actual humane sense to it. Yeah, no, for real. I
feel like crying. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why we do this show. It's like we've been in that industry and we encourage artists, and we have interviewed who is who and stuff like that, and we don't have any barriers, right? We share ideas, we agree, we share ideas and we learn, others also learn from us. So that's why we do what we do. We enjoy what we do, right? Because we've been there before, right? And so it's fun. We learn from each other. So you are the right place at the right time. Just like how Ron had been a music teacher for about over 30 years, right? So he knows what we do. And Petra comes from a different. I come from a different. So we put everything together to have a conversation, not an interview, a conversation, so that you bring what you have, you put what you have on the table, we put what we have on the table, and we always learn from each other. It's a never-ending kind of transportation that we are on. So I mean, you are at the right place at the right time. But then, how are you going to advise somebody who is within or who is coming into this industry, taking into consideration, one, you are an actress, right? You are an actress, and at the same time, you are a musician. I would say,
yeah.
what advice would you give to somebody breaking into the industry?
I think the best advice I could give is,
Don't.
first of all, just Ron. No, I was tempted to say that.
A good one.
No, I get you 100%. But honestly, no, I wouldn't say don't, because I'm doing it, and so many people are telling me don't. It's hard, but I think that everything
Are people
in life.
telling you don't? Really?
People, you see people tell me being an actress is already hard, like making it big as an actress is already hard, and then you want to add like the singer-songwriter musician part on it. Are you completely nuts? Like, did you lose your marbles or something? So I'm used to it at this point, but the advice would be just keep going and make sure you're doing it for the right reason, but the right reason being like the love, right? The love that connected you to it, why you started doing it to begin with. Is it for fame or is it for purpose, right? Is it for connection, or is it for just flanning around? Or it's very, I don't know, I feel like it makes a huge difference on the long run, because if you're doing it for reasons that are not that they're superficial, you're not gonna last, because it's extremely hard. That's what I have to say. It's like, it's an entrepreneurial thing now, I think, in 2026, when you decide to go that route. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but
Go ahead. Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, when it tries to go that route as being an artist, an independent artist, it's like you're going to be an entrepreneur. You're going to wear many hats, and you're going to have to be ready to stand on your own until hopefully you get help and you get, you know, blessings from the sky, you know. Amen.
Amen, girl.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, very good answer. Ron?
No, I think it's Petra's turn.
Oh. Because you.
TYB.
Yeah, come on.
You need the rotation, TYB. You messed up the rotation. Come on, you gotta know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I won't forget about you, Petra.
Aw, thank you, Ron. I was coming back.
So my turn. Okay.
Yeah, they're ganging up from me. You know, that's all right. I can
Wow. See, we're talking about, you know, being a woman in the music industry, right, Amira?
I feel you right there.
Well, balance today, guys. 2 against 2. It's not 2 against 1 today. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Amira, you opened for the Grammy Award-winning artist Jermaine Holmes. Can you tell us about that experience? Like, how was it, and what did he teach you?
You know how I just said, like, purpose, like doing it for purpose? That's something that I learned from Mr. Holmes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like to meet someone with such credentials. You know, he's worked with Daniel Lanois, he's worked with the late D'Angelo, he's been part of the Vanguard. Like, to have this person, this artist, this being, be there and share and be generous of himself, you know what I mean? Because that's what it comes down to. It's just exceptional. And he even played the drums in some of my songs, so it was even crazier to have that. Yeah, I feel extremely lucky and happy to have had this experience, and hopefully more to come. But it's just, when I'm with such artists, all I can do is shut up and listen. Right? I don't try to like wag my tail around and be like, oh, look at me, I can do all of this and that. No, that is definitely not who I am. And that is definitely, I just don't have that in me at all. Like, so I just take it in. I take in the crazy stories of, you know, the name dropping of legends that he's worked with, and yeah, it's just, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot even with the voice part as well, like placing the voice, everything. It's like a masterclass, you know, like a very fast forward masterclass. Like, okay, are you ready to take this in? And you're not even, they don't even tell you, are you ready? You just have to be ready to take in as much as possible. So it's a privilege. It's beautiful, and I feel very, very lucky to be able to say that I have done that. And then, yeah.
That's amazing, girl. Reaching heights and many, many more heights to come. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I wanted to ask you, what fears have you outgrown to step into the season that you're in right now of your artistry?
Number one fear is time for me.
Oh, wow. I love that.
It's just, I've spent so much time. Like, I mean it when I say I've spent time. I didn't say I've invested time.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, I know,
girl. So much time thinking about time and thinking about, oh my God, like, can I even do it? You know, do I even have, like, am I too late? You know, those questions. But now I see it as investing my time, making sure that, like, every second count, every effort count. And yeah, it was always about that. I think I'm still young, but I've always I've always felt older than what I am, if that makes sense. I've always felt late. But now I've put those fears to sleep, you know what I mean, to an end, because it's not it doesn't make sense to you can be your biggest, you know, your biggest enemy, or you can be your biggest collaborator and friend.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing the friend part now.
Good. Yes, girl. I can so relate, you know, because especially being a woman in general, we're always focusing on time, you know, versus like, because off the topic of music, women, we have a different like life cycle to men. We're always thinking about our biological clock, you know, and like things of that nature. And then also being a woman in the music industry, we know that obviously the younger you are in the industry, the more attention, the more opportunities you get. So as you get older, you have that worry like, okay, you know, I'm getting older now. Like, is there still space for me in the industry? Will I get the support? You know, all of those things come to mind. But like you said, it's like you have to let go of time, especially in a time like now. There's no age. Like you could be in your 60s and go viral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about what you're bringing of value and that people can relate and connect to. So I really love that you let go of time, because I don't think it matters nowadays, you know, because it's all in the power of our hands. Like with the AI, you know, with social media, you have a lot more power and control of how we create content, how we create our music, and how we get it out to our audiences. So because we have that power, it's no longer in the hands of the industry and like, you know, the big guys.
Yeah.
You can let go of that fear of time and just create. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. And it's crazy, right? Because it's again one of those fears that come in from echoes, right? From echoes that you hear from people telling you things, and yeah, it's important, I think, to make a distinction between the two, between what's trying to be shoved into yourself and what's the truth. And I love that you said that, like for me, I 100% agree. I think that authenticity in this world, day and age, is the most important thing. It's just being authentically human is the only way that we can survive. And yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And then I want to just ask you this question before I pass it over to Ron. I hope one of you guys have an AI question.
I was thinking about the same thing.
Okay, good. Make sure mine isn't, but we gotta ask Amira an AI question.
Okay.
What does expansion look like for you, Amira, beyond 2026?
Oh, just not being afraid that I'm too late, and really releasing all those beautiful creations that have been keeping my heart at beat. I just want to be able to share them with the world. I wish more love and more acceptance, but not just acceptance, like celebration of myself. And I think the rest will come on its own. For me, the expansion starts from within. And so at this point, every day I'm doing something to better myself in who I am, who I already am. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not like I'm not trying to become something. I am that person. It's just about accepting it, but also elevating it, you know, like bringing more love to it. So yes, that's it. It's more art, more music. I want to do a lot more performances, honestly. That's one thing that, again, is human connections. I love stage. I love live music. I think it's the most beautiful thing to do as a musician, is to perform in front of a crowd. So that's what I hope for myself, more of that, and hopefully some nice little roles to play, you know what I mean? Some and survival, hopefully a little bit of, you know, just health as well. That's important. Let's not forget our health.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Can't forget that, girl. We don't have that, we don't have anything. That's the real wealth.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ronald?
The big AI. I know a local artist who says he uses AI for ideas. I'm not sure how much of his songs are almost fully AI or partial, or what's your feeling on this? And do you feel there's a place for it in your music, or where are you at with that?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, great question. Okay, so to each his own, right?
Yeah, of course.
So for me personally, I already have to learn how to like produce properly. So I don't even want to take time to learn how to use AI that much.
Doesn't take much learning, trust me.
I know, but that's the thing, right? This is the crazy, because I just talked about how my biggest fear was like time, and like AI comes in and is like, oh, well, I can do this in like no time at all. So don't even worry about it, right? But it takes the fun out of it in some ways, I think.
Exactly.
Right? Because the process is where you're learning even more. And for me personally, I have not been using AI in my music. I'm not with collaborators. Thank you. With collaborators, I can't control everything that the collaborators want to bring into the table. And again, I want the art to speak for itself, right? But yeah, it's so tricky. Like I don't want it to take over. I really am against that whole thing. I think it's very scary. It's very, very, very scary time to be an artist now.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I've heard some things, and of course, there's some things that are great, but some things that are just like, no. Like it does not feel human. It does not. There's no emotions in it. There's no connection. There's no.
Yeah.
Like imperfection is part of one's voice, and I'm not trying to be perfect, so that's it. Yeah, it's not a fan. Let's just put it that way. Not a fan of AI, but again, it's like I don't want to. I don't want to be like, if I have a choice to completely ban it, I would go for that, because I don't think that I have that much leverage about it. You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
So it's just about, I think it would be cool if like music was labeled as being no AI was used for this, instead of the opposite.
Yeah. It's very difficult to tell the difference nowadays between the real artists and AI. AI is getting so good that if I played a song for you and asked you to tell the difference, it is getting very, very difficult. And it's just, I know from writing, I've written hundreds of AI songs just for my own, just to see what happens. And it's mind blowing. And I'm not trying to discourage you. I agree with you completely. And being a live performer is also going to save your butt, because that, as we all know, is where the money is, and not in recording. Recording makes you almost nothing, especially with all the multimedia or social multimedia music platforms. You don't make, as you well know, I'm sure, that they don't pay very well, but live does pay much better. So it's anytime you have interaction with human to human. AI is, I mean, nowadays I would listen to many commercials and go, is that AI?
Exactly.
I'm not sure, because if you're writing a commercial for, a big dealership, man, that could save them tens of thousands of dollars just to go press the button and write me a song about whatever car you're trying to sell. And or write me a really good commercial for the Super Bowl last weekend, and they could do it. And it would blow your mind. So yeah, stay away from. My encouragement is try to stay away from it. Don't let her keep it right out of the picture, because as soon as you do, you're going to go, hey, I like that guitar part. No, yeah, and I like that. Oh man, that percussion part is really cool. I'll keep that too. Oh man, and the harmonies are really cool, because that's a choir behind my voice now. And so it's just, it can be very tempting. So I would say the best thing to do is to stay away from temptation. That almost sounds biblical.
You're preaching right now.
Yeah, sounds like I am. But that's my experience from a person who's been in the industry for 40, 50 years. So
I love that. And I'm taking it to heart 100%. And yeah, I will take the time to make the mistakes that I need to make, and not just, I think it's an easy route, but not particularly for the greater good, basically.
yeah. TYB, go ahead, sir.
It's been a pleasure, but so you know what, we wish you all the best. But before we go, I'll say come back again, and you know what, let's have some of these great conversations. Like we say, it's not an interview. We just have to share, share ideas, learn from you, and it's both ways because we are all in the same. And this industry is like an animal in the jungle. If you don't take care, you'll be eaten alive, right? So it is what it is. So thank you, Petra.
Awesome. So Amira, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
So
The
before you
the pleasure is greatly reciprocal. 100,000,000,000%. That's please go ahead.
Awesome. No, thank you for saying. I was going to say, before you go, do you want to just share with our listeners where they can get in contact with you, where they can hear your music, like your social media, your website, all that great stuff?
Yes. So I recently did my own website. When I tell you about entrepreneurship,
Beautiful. Yes, that's nice.
Woman of many talents.
Yeah, not really a choice, unfortunately. It's just you just got to do what you got to do. But yeah, I will take the compliment regardless. But yeah, my website is Amira Liza. So it's like the Mona Lisa, but Amira instead of Mona, and it's amiraliza.com. You have, I'm on streaming platform. I'm on Bandcamp, so I hope people can support directly on Bandcamp as well. So that helps a lot. And I do live shows in Montreal and hopefully in Toronto soon, and other parts of the world and Canada. And please keep me in your heart, because I am working very hard right now to bring light into the world and share the light within. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. You're doing an amazing job, girl. Keep shining bright.
Thank you.
Yep. Keep at her.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. So any final words running TYB for Amira?
Go ahead, Ron.
No, I'm going to break the topic a little bit and just say my heart goes out to all of those as a Canadian who are in Tumbler Ridge. If you're listening to our show, thank you very much. I thank you, and our hearts are with you.
Yes. Yeah, same here. It's not easy for the parents, it's not easy to lose a son, a daughter, or lose a child. It's not at all. So our prayers are with them, and you know what? Hopefully, they'll find peace within their hearts. It's going to be very difficult, but hey, it's a blessing to you.
Yeah, hearts are going out to you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I just want to say thank you for everyone that's tuning in all over the world. I also want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day today. Sending you guys lots of love worldwide. Love to our guests. Love to our co-hosts. And yeah, make sure you tune in next week, Saturday, 4 to 5 Eastern on Highway 6 to Africa on LuvBayRadio.live. And we'll see you then.